Remember this. You cannot exterminate a people until you first exterminate their image in the mind of everybody else. Look at Hitler in Nazi Germany. Before he could attack the Jews, he had to do what? First have a propaganda campaign that made the Jews worthless in the eyes of everybody else. And that's what we fail to realize. It is only after you have been made a demon in the eyes of everybody else can you then be exterminated. But the interesting thing about Nazi Germany is that there was a population of 50,000 Africans who lived there and went through the same hell, and you don't find them memorialized at no Holocaust conference. Why you don't see no pictures of black people at a Holocaust conference? In fact, do you know that there was a group of black soldiers called the Liberators who liberated the European Jews from some of the worst concentration camps that there are? And to this day in Germany, European Jews have an annual celebration celebrating the black soldiers who saved them from Hitler. One thing you got to understand about movies and motion pictures is there's nothing entertaining about it. It's all political. Do you know that there is an office, a committee in the United States Congress that must approve every movie that comes across the movie theater? Why you think you never seen a real movie on the Nat Turner insurrection? Why you think you never seen a real movie on the Garvey movement? Why you think you never seen a real movie on the slave trade? It's not allowed. Why? Because images can wake you up just like they was used to put you to sleep. And that's why when you see black movie producers, if you notice, they're not allowed to do any serious movies either. Or they keep showing you the same hood movie time and time again. Right now, we got a popular comedy out in the movies right now. A bunch of black men acting like fools over the death of their father. And to you, you think it has no image. But when a white person goes to the movie and they watch that, what do you think goes across their mind? They believe that this is what you are. I remember when I was at Millersville University, white boy smacked a black girl in her behind. He was joking around. When he got sent to the dean's office, the dean asked him, why did you do that? He said, I thought that's what they like because that's all I see on television. Images rule the world. Images rule the world. I can sit up here and tell you Jesus is black all day, but if we put a million pictures of a white Christ up here, that's exactly what your brain is going to grab onto because the brain is the creature of repetition. And that's why you got to make sure you do not raise your black children to believe that they have a choice as to whether or not they want to be a man or a woman. Tell them it ain't no choices in this house. You got to stand for something because some of us are confused. The civil rights people got you thinking that you are being a hypocrite of the civil rights movement if you do not stand for diversity in sexual behavior. I got an email the other day. Somebody wanted me to come and speak and facilitate a discussion on sexual diversity. There was gays, lesbians, transgendered, transsexual, metrosexual. Every type of sex was out there. Half of them I never heard of before. Okay? So you got to be careful. You got men out there taking hormones, becoming women. You got women out there taking hormones, becoming men. I know because in my graduate program, we had a class on diversity. They didn't talk about race. You know what they talked about? Homosexuality and lesbians. They've taken over the whole movement. And I'm saying that to say this. You got to stop trying to blend your struggle in with everybody else. Black people got a bad habit of trying to hold hands with every other person on earth who got some color in their skin. And what you fail to realize is all these other people who got color in their skin don't care anything about you. You're quick, the Native Americans. I'm half Indian. So the hell what? I bet you they won't claim you. I'm half Hispanic. So the hell what? I bet you they won't claim you. My grandmother was a Japanese. So the hell what? If she was so Japanese, why you buying her hair? Shouldn't you be growing it? Understand this. If a white person found out that his grandfather was black, you would never know. If a Japanese found out that his grandmother was black, you would never know. But let a black person find out that they got anything of anybody else in them and you walk into their house and their whole house is the flag of that other race, even though they want nothing to do with it. I know because when I was in college, I had some friends of mine who had a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you walk into their room and you would think they was 100% Turkish or 100% Irish or 100% Russian. Don't look nothing like them. You look like poor Negro to me. But you want to be something else. But anyway, here's the issue with Obama. And this is the one piece that you got to grab your mind around. And I don't know why I keep seeing Barack Obama's face on posters with Dr. King and Malcolm X, and most disrespectfully, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, who would probably spit in the man's face. Yes. Okay? And that's why people who do art, if we got any artists in here, you got to be a conscious artist. Okay? You got to stop making pictures that are big lies. Okay? Garvey facing Obama, that's a lie. King on the shirt with Obama, that's a lie. Why is it a lie? Because Dr. King was for reparations, read his speeches, Obama is against it. Dr. King is for civil rights and affirmative action, Obama is against it. Not only is Obama against that, he also said that he's not even interested in an apology for slavery. Barack Obama, your president. But guess what? It's our fault. Because everybody who voted for President Obama, we are the only group 40 million strong and shrinking, 40 million strong who did not meet with the man before you pledged your vote. You got a bad habit of doing that. You want to know why the Hispanics got a Supreme Court justice out of Obama? Because they met with him first. You know why the homosexuals are getting everything that they want? Because they met with him first. The police met with him first. The unions met with him first. You didn't meet with him. You said his father was African. I said, well, he never knew him, but we don't care. He's half black. Let's vote. Somebody manipulated your consciousness and you ran out and voted for the man. And I'm not saying you did anything wrong because you know you don't choose the president any damn way. The Electoral College chooses the president of the United States. See, that night that Barack Obama won, I was looking at the popular vote ticker. And on the popular vote ticker, he only beat McCain by 3 million votes. You know what that means? He only beat him by one small state. And that's why you wonder why he gets so much hate mail. People say, well, wait a minute, how he get so much hate mail? He won in a landslide. No, he won the Electoral College vote in a landslide. The people he won by one state. But here's my issue. You ain't going to catch hell under Obama. You're going to catch more hell when he's no longer in office. Let me tell you why. You have went on record, us, the Negro people, have went on record as saying what? No matter what that man does not do for me, he can ignore me, he can ignore police brutality, he can ignore miseducation, he can ignore the over-incarceration of black men, and he's still my man. So let me ask you a question. 8 years from now when Obama is no longer president of the United States and Jim Brown the cracker is in the White House, and you go send the man with the perm up there, what's his name? You send Al Sharpton up there to go and debate for you. You know what that new president going to tell you? Get out my damn face. You just had a Negro in office for 8 years and let him do whatever he wanted to. You never hold him accountable one time. So how you think you're just going to start holding white presidents accountable, but the black presidents get to ignore you? I'll never do another thing for you for the rest of my life. I'm telling you, by letting Obama slide for a decade, you let every white president slide for the rest of eternity. And it's after Obama that you're going to see black folks catch hell like you ain't never caught before because you let somebody manipulate your consciousness. And by manipulating your consciousness, they was also able to manipulate your loyalty. And another thing, I got to give a shout out to Black and Nobel. I know they got a diverse array of books up here. We got, you know, the soft porn up here, but they still got the conscious stuff in the back. No, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Because when you go to certain bookstores, particularly those that's owned by Europeans, you will find that the conscious black literature section has all but disappeared. Has all but disappeared. In fact, I was in one not too long ago, and guess what? I walked in, I said, well, where's the serious black literature? And they said, we don't sell that too much no more. And I said, well, why not? And they said, because y'all don't want to read that. I said, well, where is it? He said, you go upstairs all the way to the back, and it's on the left-hand side. The black literature section is about this big. The blaxploitation section is as big as Walmart. See that? And here's the situation. Your young children, you got to watch what they read because reading is access to the unconscious mind. I keep telling people that. The images and messages that are in written print can be sucked up by the unconscious, and the next thing you know, your child is living off the images that they got in the book or off the television. In fact, most of us should get rid of the TVs in our house. We don't even really need them. There's no benefit to it. In fact, I was at a lecture the other day. Some parents got mad at me. I said I wouldn't be mad if every high school in America shut down the football and the basketball team for 25 years. And they said, well, why would you want to do that? I said, well, the number one reason is the only person who benefits from black men being in the NFL and the NBA is middle-class white women. Am I wrong? And then they said, well, why is it that somebody said, well, the reason why the black men like the white women is they just happen to be the ones who are there. I said, that's a damn lie, because when they was growing up dead, broken, poor in the neighborhood, there was nothing but black women around them then, but they didn't grab one of them sisters. But you know why? Because the NBA has a socialization process for the athletes. I know, because I know some athletes in the NFL and the NBA, they tell me, do you know soon when you sign your contract, there's a mandatory private orientation? They tell you who to hang with, where you better not go back to. They dissuade you from going back into your neighborhood to help out. They dissuade you from being around certain types of black women. They literally are told you don't want to date a woman who got twists in her hair. It's bad for your public relations career. It's bad for endorsements. They are socialized to marry outside their race. But you know what's so sad about it? If they got broke today or tomorrow, now one of them women will be standing next to them. When I was an undergrad, I did a research study on interracial relationships. And you know what I found? 95% of the relationships between black and white are poor white women and rich black men. You see that? So my question to you is really simple. If it's all about love, why haven't we never found a rich white woman married to a poor black man?